Good afternoon here. All right, good afternoon there. Glad to see everybody out at the fair here today. I'm going to be doing the final countdown here. We are going to start out with a few sanctioned jumps. But before we get started, I want to make sure we get recognition to some of the folks that have helped this event be put on this week. All of us up here are volunteers. And I'm going to start with my fellas on the stage here. Starting with my left, your right, we have Dwayne over here in the front corner. We have his dad, Greg, over here on this right corner. Off to my left, we have Paul. And off to my right, we have Dan. These four men are going to be what we call our stick people. They are going to come out and they are going to mark the official spot, and then we will pull out a tape and get an official measurement. The green pad here is 8 inches in diameter. They have to place that frog on the pad. All 4 feet must be firmly on the pad or it could be pulled off the pad. We have a running clock up here. Every contestant, whether they're 4 or 85, you've got 1 minute to get that frog to complete 3 jumps. The carpet here, underneath this carpet, is nothing but cement. It's solid. We're going to have contestants here from approximately 4 to 5 years old, or 5 to 6, up to 85 years old today will be jumping frogs. Some of the people in the back that make this happen, we have on our tape and our stick man here in the back, we have Doc and Jim Bunce. Okay, now if I miss anybody, I apologize. Our guys downstairs that take care of these frogs, we have several hundred frogs down below in the stage, and these gentlemen here, Larry, Dave, and Jeff, sitting over here if you'll wave, they take care of the frogs all week. The ladies up here at the table, in no specific order, I have Janet, Kathleen, Mary, Laurel, Beth, Kim, and Ronnie. These are the ladies that are going to take all the official stats, put it all on paper so we can award the trophies at the end. This year, in case you haven't heard, we have a $20,000 grand prize if they break the world record. World record 21 feet, 5 3/4 of an inch, set in 1986, so it's coming up on 40 years. We have a red tape mark out here, if you can see it. That is approximately the world record. It won't be official until we pull a tape and get a measurement. But if you see something going over this red line, someone's going to end up with enough money to fill their gas tank, at least once. So, we're going to go ahead and we're going to kick it off. Hopefully I didn't miss anybody back here. All right, I forgot Steve and Dan over here. There are 2 fellas on the tape. Okay, our first jump of the day here it's actually the top 50, but there are some ties, etc., and we have a couple sanctioned jumps. This first one, it's a special recognition jump. We recently found out the city of Springfield in South Carolina has been doing their own jump for the last 57 years, and it is basically based off of our jump here in Calaveras County. So we have a fella that jumped his frog named Cletus back in Springfield, and it was a 10-foot, 5-inch jump, and Miss Calaveras, Lily, is that Margaret? Magrin will be jumping the frog in his place. He's going to place the frog. Looks like a good set. All right, we're going to get a measurement from the judges. Eight foot, 5 3/4 of an inch. 8 foot, 5 3/4 of an inch. Our next up is going to be the state capitol jump. The frog's name was Phil. We will have Miss Calaveras Rodeo Queen will be jumping the frog in Phil's place. For some reason, we seem to be having some kind of feedback, and we're not sure what the issue is. We're going to see if we can remedy that. There's one jump, 2 jumps, 3 jumps. Six foot, 10 1/2 inches. 6, 10 1/2 inches. Our next up, we will have the winner from the junior frog jump in Angels Camp. And looks like I'm not sure if he's here or not, we have 5-year-old Lane Stevens jumping catchy. And he won that division at 15 feet, 2 1/2 inches. Okay, looks like we got Lane coming up here to get a frog. Do we have Lane up here? Is this Lane? Come on. All right, we have Lane here coming up. He qualified with 15.2. All right, Lane, go ahead and set that frog. Six foot 9 1/2 inches. 6, 9 1/2. Up next, we have the Copperopolis Town Center jump. It looks like we have Wyatt Farrow. His frog, Froggy. Six foot 6 inches, 6 and 6 on that. And it looks like the last of our sanctioned jumps, we have the Calaveras Government Center jump. And it looks like our jockey was Joy Latta. Frog was named Pedro Dynamite, with qualified at 12 foot 1 inch. Come on, frog. Oh, there's 1, there's 2, and there's 3. 4 foot 6.5 inches on that. 4, 6.5. Okay, now we're going to do our countdown. Our top 50 have been reversed, and we're going to go from the 50th qualifier up to the number 1 qualifier. We have the teams ready to come on up. All right, we need to get our teams up here. We're starting with the number 1 qualifier, which would be West Coast Hoppers. We got West Coast Hoppers, Augustine San Jose, and Augustine Alameda in that order. Go ahead and bring your equipment up. Okay, looks like the teams are in position now. All right, our first of the last, we have from the West Coast Hoppers. We have Justin Snoddy with Swamp Daddy. He qualified at 15 feet, 10 inches.
I was thinking changing it.
All right, he's going to set that frog. Good set. There we go. 2, 3 jumps. You 13 foot with a 1/4 inch. 13 with a 1/4 inch. 13. Up next from the Augustine San Jose division, Augustine team, San Jose division, we have Spencer Hall with Big Hopper. He qualified at 16 feet, 2 1/4 inches. There we go, 1, 2, and 3. Getting out there a little farther. "16 feet, 9 1/2 inches. 16, 9 1/2. Up next, from the Augustine Alameda team, we have Lyndon Bethune. He quote with a frog named Sue. Qualified at 16, 3 1/4. It's gonna place that frog. Looks like it's good to go.
Nope.
There's 1, 2, 3. 13 feet, 8 3/4 of an inch. 13, 8 3/4. Up next from the West Coast Hoppers 2, we have Dominic Wagner and his frog Dewey, qualified at 16, 3 1/4.
Yeah.
15 feet, 10 3/4 of an inch. 15, 10 3/4. Up next from the Gustine San Jose team, we have, looks like Noosh Zarnager with Hoppity Hop, qualified at 16, 3 1/2. All right, it's going to place that frog all 4 feet on the pad. Looks good. 2, 3. You just don't know what they're going to do when it comes to time. Five foot, 6 1/2 inches. Testing, testing. Hopefully we have our feedback problem taken care of. Up next, from the Gustine Borelli team, we have Elena Borelli and her frog Lenny. She qualified at 16, 3 1/2. She's gonna set that frog, looks good. She can touch it as long as it's on the pad. Once it leaves the pad, she cannot physically touch it. It cannot touch her. Nine foot, 1 3/4 of an inch. 9, 1 3/4. Up next, we have, looks like from the Gustine Borelli team, excuse me, Gustine San Jose team, we have Gavin DePril with his frog Buddy, qualified at 16, 4. Good set, there we go, there's 2. Oh, there's out there, but hey, gotta watch your foot where you're stepping. We have trouble seeing the mark sometimes. 14 feet, 11 1/4 inches. 14, 11 1/4. Okay, up next from the Calaveras Frog Jockeys, Team Nash. We have Sheridan Ferguson and her frog Smash. She qualified at 16, 4 1/4. Gonna set that frog, good set, good first, good second. We're starting to get out there, little by little, getting out there. "17 feet, 5 1/2 inches. 17, 5 1/2. All right, up next from the world champion frog team, we have a former world runner-up in Madison Bush with Swanee Riveter, qualified at 6'2 1/4", 6'4 1/4", my mistake. Four years ago, she lost this competition to her twin brother. And they still don't know who's older. 16 feet, 10 and a half inches. 16, 10 and a half. You can tell by our carpet here, we've had a really competitive week. And the carpet is taking a beating, so we're going to make a couple repairs here real quick. Try to make it just as short as possible. Got to plug that Gorilla Tape. It actually works really well sometimes. Okay, we're down to, this will be our 10th in the final 50 from the West Coast Hoppers. We have Dan Fisher with Cocoa Melon. He qualified at 16'4 1/2". Good first, good second. There we go for third. The stickers will come in here. We'll get an official marker. "14 feet, 10 1/4 inches. 14, 10 1/4". Up next from the West Coast Hoppers 2, we have Brooklyn Wagner with her frog Cowgirl, qualified at 16 feet, 5 inches. That's a lively frog. Hopefully it doesn't wear itself out. Gonna place that frog on the pad. Good start, good first, good second. "14 feet, 1 3/4 inch. 14, 1 3/4". Up next, we have a team called Pure Calaveras. Our jockey is Ricky Erickson, qualified at 16'5 1/2". His frog is Fireball. Gonna set that frog. Looks good. There's 1, 2, and 3. "13 feet, 4 3/4 inch. 13, 4 3/4". Okay, before this next gentleman officially jumps, I'd like to have Greg Jasic just kind of step out for a second. Greg is 70 years old. He's been doing this about 50 years. Is that a good guess? He's been doing this for 55 years. He's been jumping frogs out here. Qualified again. So in a moment, we're going to have Greg jump a frog. 70 years old. Give a man a hand. All right. So up here from the Jasic Frog Squad. Qualified at 16.7, we have Greg Jasic with fat ankles. (11 feet, 8 1/2 inches. Our next competitor from the Calaveras Frog Jockeys, Team Nash, qualifying at 16.8, we have Christy Putt with green frappe. Christy's going to set that frog. Looks good. Come on, frog.
Good afternoon, everybody.
She's going to reset the frog. Just not quite. They take them back here and they dip them in water, sometimes warm water, sometimes cool water. Try to wake up these frogs or maybe cool them down a little bit. Off the pad. Boy, that was close. That frog jumped to 3 just as the timer was going off.
All right, we're going to get set to go. It's going to be a practice run. The Casey Sanctioned is ready to go.
Six foot 8 1/4 inches. 6 foot 8 1/4. Okay, coming up next, we have our reigning world champion. This little guy won it last year. From the Gustine Borelli team, qualifying at 16.8 3/4. Nolan Moncrief with Old Papa. This is in reference to his grandfather. Off the pad in the front. Don't let the size fool you again. He won it last year. Two.
And the time is going to be an 18-13 on the run. 18-13 for the practice run. Joe Butler will be on the next.
14 foot 2 inches on that. 14 and 2. Up next from the Gustine San Jose division, qualifying 16.8 3/4. Got my numbers mixed up today. We have Alma Fasano with Livin' La Vida Croca.
Yeah, time is going to get 21:32, 21:34 for field practice.
Unfortunately, that's a disqualification. The frog turned and jumped right into her. So that unfortunately disqualifies. Up next from the Calaveras Frog Jockeys, Team Z. Qualifying at 16.9, we have Mike Zilke with Frog Get It. Mike's another one that's been jumping about 40 years. Unfortunately, it went straight up instead of out. Shortened the distance. 11 feet, 6 3/4 of an inch. 11 feet, 6 3/4. Up next from the Gustine Team, San Jose Division. Qualifying at 16.10, we have Bob Fasano for the Love of Frogs. Off the pad, off the pad.
Watson Ross.
How you gonna say?
10 feet, 5 3/4 of an inch. 10, 5 3/4. Up next, from the Gustine Borelli Team, qualifying at 16.10, we have Angela Perry and her frog, Alvin.
Here's local law enforcement of the Calaveras County Fair.
Oh, that first one was really nice, and then it kind of slowed down from there.
He's right down.
I'm going to have a time.
13 feet exactly, 13 even. Up next from the Gustine San Jose Division, we have qualifying at 16.10, we have Amanda Fasano with Jump Scared. Good set. There's one. There's two. Oh man, unfortunately that second one was just a little hopper.
And that was the first order of practice. We're going to get set to go to competition. That's out of two. That's out of 2 runs. Is the legal championship. By Calaveras County Fair.
12 foot 2 3/4 of an inch. 12, 2 3/4. All right, coming up next from the Gustine San Jose, qualifying at 16.10 and a half, we have Talia Ciccone with Happy Hour. It was off the pad in the front. She managed to grab it before it took off. There's a good one. 2, 3. Oh man, that first one. And I may have forgot to mention it, but each jockey's only allowed to jockey one frog in the finals. There will be no jockeys jumping twice. So they're all same team names, but different team members. 13 feet, 8 1/2 inches. 13, 8 1/2. All right, coming up next from the World Champion Frog Team, we have a former world champion from 4 years ago, qualified at 16:11. We have Logan Bush. This is a young man that beat out his sister 4 years ago. Let's see if he has the same luck today. That's out there. That could be our leader. We will get a mark from the officials. 17 feet, 4 1/2 inches. 17, 4 1/2. Up next from the World Champion Frog Team, qualified at 16:11 1/2. We have Christy Bush with her frog Power. This team has won the World Championship 7 or 8 times. Very experienced family, know what they're doing. Good set. Oh, come on, frog. Looks good. Come on, frog. Just goes to show you, even decades of practice, sometimes these frogs just don't cooperate. Come on, frog. Do your thing. Come on. There's one. 17, 2 3/4. 17, 2 3/4. Up next from the Calaveras Frog Jockey Team, we have qualifying at 17 even. We have Tanner Carr and his frog Dave. Good first jump, good second. Oh, let's see what we got there. Get a mark from the officials. $17, 3 1/2. And if one of these frogs gets into the audience out here, don't worry if you're a woman, because these are man-eating frogs. All right, up next from the Gustine Borelli division, we have, with qualifying at 17 foot, we have Melanie Borelli with Mr. Borelli. She did not like the way it sat up when she dropped it, so she's going to re-dip the frog, going to replace it. Looks good. Yep, she's going to set her, pick her back up. Come on, Frog.
Don't rush each other. Wait, pause. Okay, go to the left. Hard left. I know.
Come on, Frog. There's 1, 2, and 3.
We're going to go right now.
15 feet, 2 inches. 15 and 2. Up next from the Gustine Alameda team, qualifying at 17 foot with a half inch, we have Lisa Fasano with Green Eyed Lady.
Oh no, you're good.
Hold on.
16 feet, 11 inches. 16 at 11. Up next from the Gustine Alameda team, we have qualifying at 17, 1.5, Emily Carson with the Wandering Frog. All right, she's going to set that good set. Come on, Frog, cooperate now. There's 1, 2, and 3.
Where are you going?
11.7.5 on that last one. 11.7.5. Up next for the Calaveras Frog Jockeys, Team Zeke, with qualifying at 17.2. We have Michael Zilke Jr. with Pawn Star. Good set. Come on, Frog. Oh, unfortunately, those first two were just little jumps.
Oh no. Don't make eye contact. Stop looking at me.
9 foot 9 inches on that. 9.9. All right, up next from the West Coast Hoppers 2, qualifying at 17 feet 2 inches, we have Josh Fisher with Singapore. Thirteen feet 8 inches, 13 and 8. Okay, we're going to take just a second here, and I want to have our next contestant step out. Here's Bill Guzules. Bill Guzules is 85 years old, and he reminded me that I forgot to mention him last year. He has been doing this since what, 59? 59 to 60 years he's been out here. He's the last of his group that started what we call the teens back in 50 years ago. They started the teams, as you would see now, 85 years young. So you're never too old to be out here jumping frogs. All right, now we'll get with it. From the world champion frog team, and they've won it a lot, 8, 10 times. We at qualifying at 17-2, Bill Guzules with Jeremiah Waza. I initially did not like the look of the frog, and then it did a 180.
All right, so we'll get our winner out here. We'll take that beautiful belt buckle. Chris, where's that? Come on in, Chris. We'll bring everybody out for a picture. All of our contestants will bring you out for a picture. Very first time we've done this on Sunday. The contestants will give away some dirt.
15 feet, 11 and 3/4. 1/4. 15, 11 and 1/4.
It's quite a beautiful belt buckle go along with it. It's going to take almost $100 in cash and winners. Okay, can you get out here? Come on out. Bring everybody.
Okay, I need to have the next contestant, if she'll step out here for just a second. Again, Miss Lillian Fasano here is 85 years old. She's a grandma, maybe great grandma. She's been doing this for a long time. And so we need to make sure we give our appreciation to these young ladies and young gentlemen for their years of dedication and promoting the frog jump here at Calaveras County. Thank you. Okay, now Lillian's going to be jumping the Gustine Alameda. She qualified at 17-2 and 1/4. Oh, come on, frog.
How about a little round of applause for Chris and all the guys? Good job. All right. Well, we got
12 foot 6 inches, 12 and 6. Okay, up next from the Gustine San Jose division, we have Gianna McChrystal, qualified at 17-2 and 1/2 with A Real Fun Guy.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, that is your official
15 feet 9 and 1/2 inches. 15, 9 and 1/2.
All right, folks, we are going to be back at 5:30.
All right, up next from the Gustine San Jose team, we have qualifying at 17-3 and 1/2. We have Joseph Fasano with Blinded by the Light.
Don't forget to stop by Saturday, Saturday, Sunday, and drink. It's going to be fun. Right here at the Calaveras County Fair here tonight, Friday night, Sunday night. Y'all ready to have a good time tonight?
Looks like a good set.
Good. It's going to be nice weather. It's going to be perfect. Right here near the ground.
13, 9 and 1/2. 13, 9 and 1/2. Up next from the Gustine Borelli division, we have qualifying at 17-4. We have Frank Borelli and his frog, Izzy. Oh man, that last little kind of side twister. You know, after watching this, you can see how incredible that 21-foot mark is. 10 foot 11 inches. We went through thousands of frogs this week, and closest to that was within a couple feet. So it shows you that's an incredible mark. Up next from the Gustine Alameda team, qualifying at 17-8, we have Jack Lane with Leap Billy Leap.
Oh my God!
17 feet, 9 and 1/4 inch. 17, 9 and 1/4. I think that is our new leader. 17, 9. And we're down to our top 15 jumpers now. We have from the Gustine Borelli division, we have qualifying at 17, 9 1/4. We have Austin Borelli with HD.
We're not doing it.
17 feet, 2 3/4 of an inch. 17, 2 3/4. Up next from the Gustine Borelli division, we have qualifying at 17, 9 3/4, Rick Moncrief with his frog, Leap.
There you go.
15 feet, 1 inch. 15 and 1. Up next from the Gustine Alameda division, we have qualifying at 17-10, Lucy Fasano with Clay Hobson. Well, let's see what we got here. Looks like a good one. "16 feet, 10 3/4. 16, 10 3/4. Up next, from the Calaveras Frog Jockeys, Team Zeke, qualifying at 18 feet, 1 inch. we have Brianna Zilke Carr, +1, with her frog, Skipper. She's actually, what, about 5 months pregnant? And she's going to be jumping her frog here, been doing it all week. See if she can get a little help from the unborn. Oh, that frog just stayed really low. Now it jumps. It's got it in it, it just didn't put it out. "10 feet, 4 inches, 10 and 4. All right, up next from the West Coast Hopper 2, qualifying in 18-1, we have Isabella Fisher with Karen. Good set on that frog. Oh, there's 1, 2, 3. Just didn't have it in it this afternoon. "7 feet, 9.5 inches, 7, 9.5. Up next from the West Coast Hoppers, qualifying at 18-2, we have Chad Jasic with Goliath. All right, Chad's gonna set that frog. There's 3. "9 foot, 9 inches on that. 9 and 9. Up next from the Gustine Alameda team, qualifying at 18-4 1/4, we have Gabby Fasano with Across the Pond.
We just want to remind you to add still sizes, all those pop-up tents, pop down. If you would, you allow the people behind you to stand to see you, we'd appreciate it. And you can start doing that anytime, and it's still time for you to those all pop down. We appreciate it.
16 feet, 11.5 inches. 16, 11 and 1/2. Up next, from the Calaveras Frog Jockeys, qualifying at 18-4 1/2, we have John Kitchell and Shady Lady. Okay, the frog actually jumped into my foot. He has the option to re-jump it or take where we approximate the land. 16-10, 16-10 on that. John hurt himself during the week and he doesn't want to jump again. All right, up next from the West Coast Hoppers, qualifying at 18-5, we have Ron Jasic with Hustler. 7 foot 1 3/4 inch. 7 1 1/4. Okay, we're getting close to the top. All right, our next contestant from the Gustine Alameda team qualified at 18.6. We have Frank Fasano and his frog, Enzo. Gonna set that frog. "16 foot 9 inches, 16 and 9. Okay, this is our last 5 frogs of the day. Last 5. All right, again, this is our last 5 frogs for the day. Next, from the world champion frog team, qualifying at 18.6, we have Alex Guzules with Froggerita. There's our leader, 18.2. There's our top of the day. All right, up next from the Calaveras Frog Jockeys, qualifying at 18.7, we have Laura Kitchell and her frog, John. Set that frog, looks good. There's 1, there's 2. $17.5.5. All right, up next from the world champion frog team, qualifying at 18 feet, 11.5 inches, we have Brad Guzules with Claire de Pond. That's going to be pushing it. That's going to, let's see if it's enough. 18.4. There's our new leader right there, 18.4. So we got 18.4 and we got 18.2. Okay, we've got 2 more jumpers. 2 more jumpers. From the Gustine Division, San Jose, qualifying at 18 feet even, we have Justin Fasano with Kermit's Revenge. 17 feet with a half inch. This last contestant is our top qualifier for the week. Coming from the Foothill Froggers, qualifying at 19 feet 3 inches. We have Fox Kitchell. With his frog, Rocky. This little young man has years of experience. Don't let his size fool you. He knows what he's doing.
Come on, Fox!
And he's going to set that frog. There's 1, 2. Unfortunately, that frog turned, it took a hard left, and once it hits this concrete on the back, it just cannot gain any traction. 11 feet, 2.5 inches. All right, we're gonna tabulate the top few winners, so it's gonna be a moment, and then we will crown this year's champion and hand out some awards and trophies. And while we got a second here, could I get Tom and Becky to step out here? You know, this whole jump started with a story from Mark Twain, and it had a reference partially back to Hannibal, Missouri. Every year, the city of Hannibal has a contestant, and they name a Tom Sawyer and Becky Thatcher. This year's contestants are right here to celebrate our fair, and I don't, your names?
Azariah Tucker.
Corinne Miller.
And they come out here from Hannibal to celebrate our frog jump, and we thank you for coming. And we'll be back out here in just a minute once they get the final tabulations done. All right, just to let you know that the winner will receive a trophy and also a belt buckle. And additionally, this year, we are going to have an 18-karat gold frog necklace engraved with the winner's name. And that is done by Paul James Jeweler. And the gentleman from the jeweler, are you Paul? These two gentlemen, I guess, are representing the jeweler, and they are going to be, again, supplying the necklace and engraving it for the winner of this year's, and this is new this year, to the frog jump. And so,
hello everybody, my name is Samson and this is Joe. We're from Paul James Jewelers. We've been Calaveras County Angels Camp jeweler for about 20 years now. We've had a few different stores kind of all around Calaveras County. 4 generations of jewelers, so we have one big passion. Joe here is actually the 4th generation of jewelers. So this year to celebrate the frog jump and all the good sportsmanship, we wanted to make something really special. So it's 18 karat solid gold pendant that is the same as what the plaques are downtown. So you'll be able to bring in the pendant. We'll hand engrave it with your team name, your name, and the frog's name, and all that. So yeah.
So yeah, basically like he said, it's an 18 karat gold pendant. It's a frog pendant that we created in store, and it's all handmade by us. And yeah, so the winner is going to be able to come in, and we will get it engraved for them and everything with their jump time or their jump, their jump length, and then their name as well.
Thanks. I think it's a great donation by a very community-minded jewelry company in Angels Camp. Thank you.
And we actually have this necklace with us here today, and it will be presented to the winner, and then they will take it back to their shop and engrave the winner's name, and it will be returned after it's all done. And see, as soon as we get the tabulations here, and we're just waiting for them to finish up the last little bit.
Yeah. I loved it last year, playing down the last five, and you were here.
Yeah.
And that little boy won.
Yeah, that was pretty cool. That was pretty
I
cool.
don't know if he beat this year 18, but 18.
I don't know. Yeah,
No, he won. I think his jump was better.
yeah.
I think it was like close to 19.
Yeah, I mean, it just wasn't. Not this year.
We want to see that sign change.
Yeah, not this year.
That's been up there a while.
A while.
Do you remember what year that was?
86.
86? Oh my gosh. Long time ago.
Yeah, long time. Yeah.
Okay, our three top winners for this year's jump. We have in third place with a finals jump of 17 feet 9 1/4 inches. We have Jack Lane from the Gustine Frog Team, Alameda. Can we have Jack come out here? right over here. Third place. Along with his plate, I believe there will be a check along with his plate. If we could have Jack step over here till we get our other two up here. Qualifying in second place with 18-2, we have Alex Guzules from the World Champion Frog Jump Team. Let me get out of their way there. And our this year's winner at 18 feet 4 inches from the World Champion Frog Team, Brad Guzules. With Claire DePond. Jack will get this trophy to take home. His name will also go on the perpetual trophy, along with this beautiful belt buckle and the gold necklace. Here's your belt buckle. He needs more hands. We gotta get Alex over here to the throne. Been a long time in coming for this one. Long time coming. Alex been out here jumping all of his life. He finally gets to sit in the big chair.